And now, introducing tonight's main attraction. It's the Never Beens podcast.
We're recording. You want to welcome the listeners? Glanchy? Because they like
welcome in, everyone. The Never Beens. We're back again. And as is pretty typical for us so far, we have no clue what we're doing. So we're going to change it up yet again and do a little combo recap / preview this week. What do you have to say there, Britton?
I was going to say, do I sound any different?
Way better. You look way worse, but you sound better.
Yeah, well, the listeners can't see me.
Oh, I can.
Bersy's got a mic. So now I sound even better. What?
Maybe. I love those things.
For the listeners, where we record, there's randomly, like last week, balloons went off. Yeah, we just had a thumbs up pop
Someone's proud of Bers. The FBI agent that's watching us.
I was going to say, is someone on StreamYard just trolling us?
Watching live. Watching us behave like buffoons.
All right, since we previewed college football, NFL, and the Gentle Creek member guest, you want to recap that first?
I guess.
Or is it a sore subject?
No, we can talk about it. 3-day event, team quota.
Okay, what was your quota? Let the listeners know what your handicap is, what kind of golf.
I'm a 9 handicap right now. Should be a lot better.
Should be a lot lower.
But
he's one of those sandbaggers.
Okay, well, let's hear my scores, and then we can let everyone decide for themselves.
Okay.
I played great on Thursday.
So your quota was what, 27?
23, adjusted for rating.
Okay. That is so absurd. What was Hatches?
34. It's all adjusted for slope and rating.
Okay.
And I think it adjusts for higher handicappers more.
So you only had to get 12 pars. You just F around on the other 6 holes?
Triple bogeys are minus a point.
Oh, okay.
And I make triple bogeys a lot.
Typically in those, they just do 0 for like.
You can either go double bogey max, you could either go double bogey max and then 3 points for a birdie, or you could go -1, 0,
4,
-1 or 1 for a bogey, 2 for a par, 4 for a birdie, 8 for an eagle, which is what we did.
That helps the high or the good golfers.
It helps good golfers more. But that's why there was 14 flights, so we weren't competing against anyone that.
14 flights.
They were all like 7 teams only, 6 or 7 teams only. So it was a lot of flights.
Okay.
But anyway,
so what happened?
I played great on Thursday. I got 26 points, I think. I mean, great for me. I shot 83.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Kind of inconsistent. That's kind of my game, is inconsistency. Get hot for a while, 38 on the front, and then 45 on the back. Trash. I won't talk about my partner because that's not my job on Thursday. But on Friday, he crushed it.
What did he shoot?
70 with 4 birdies. And he finished with a double bogey.
What a moron.
So could have been Lolo Jones.
Lolo Jones.
And then Saturday, after a long night on Friday, hanging out by the pool, watching the other golfers finish up
on 18
and heckling them. We actually were watching them from a buddy's house who lives on 3, and we would just watch them come. It was a shotgun start, so everyone was finishing on different holes, but we just watched all the groups come through. And we were watching the Rangers Astros and watching golfers finish. And then I'm just going to use the excuse of I was not ready to go on Saturday.
You had a little too much fun Friday night.
Yeah. Friday afternoon, really. Friday afternoon.
Did you get in trouble with Kylie?
Nope.
That's good. That's a win-win. Typically, those
win-win
counterbalance.
Win.
You either have too much fun on the golf course and then deal with it at home later.
She probably could have got mad.
Kylie's a saint.
Saturday, neither Harry, my partner, nor I played up to our quota / potential, and we got we lost a large lead and got boat raced. I actually had a putt on our last hole to win it. I did not know that it was to win it when I was standing over the putt.
You should always think that your putt's to win it.
Because I thought we were out of it by that point. Though I should have.
How long of a putt?
It was about 15 feet. I hit a great putt. Just missed about this far outside on the high side.
Okay. At least you missed on the high side.
Probably wouldn't have if I'd have known it was to win it. I probably would have
left it a foot short.
I probably would have,
lagged it up there.
Yeah. So second place in our flight. Not bad. We made out okay. The guy who bought our Calcutta team was not pleased with our effort on Saturday, rightfully so. But
he was feeling good on Friday. Was he at the pool with you?
He was not at the pool. In fact, his name's Hefty. Shout out my guy Hefty at General Creek. I don't think he's a listener, but maybe he will be. He came through. He was one of the last groups to come through the third hole. He still had 2 more holes to play. But he drills a par putt, comes walking off the green, sauntering over, hops over the gate, fully clothed, shoes on, everything, takes his phone out of his pocket, jumps in the pool, and then gets out and goes and finishes his round.
Oh, he wasn't done?
Yeah, had a few more holes to play.
How did he play soaking wet?
He said he hadn't been playing good, and then the last 2 holes he crushed it.
Woke him up?
Yeah.
What a beast.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough of your nonsense. Maybe next year you'll invite me and we can win.
Maybe.
Baby. All right.
Can you give us a live golf rundown? Because you said you were going to watch all weekend or something. I don't remember what you said, but
oh yeah, the championship was in Miami. I'm a Range Goats fan. Shout out Varner and Peters, HV3 Charlotte guy. They got second. I didn't watch a second.
First loser, just like Team Glanch and Bers.
I tried to find it on YouTube TV and could not find it, so my efforts lasted about 10 seconds. Wow. But I saw on Instagram that DeChambeau's team won. I don't even know the name of their team.
Who cares?
It's like Paul Casey, him.
Who cares?
Yeah, Al.
Rangers to the World Series. That's enough live.
They win Game 7 last night? I was watching Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who are they playing? Diamondbacks or?
Well, as of recording time right now, Diamondbacks and Phillies have a game to play tonight.
Game 7?
Yeah, Game 7 to determine who goes. Ooh. The road team won all 7 games in that Rangers-Astros series.
Wow. I'm guessing the Astros were home field if they went to 7.
You can do the math on that one, Pods.
Yeah, I just did.
Attaboy.
As I was talking.
So we'll see. It could be Bryce Harper and the Phils or the young Bucks out in Arizona.
I think I'm cheering for the D-backs.
Oh my God, you're pathetic. The Rangers are awesome, man. They play great.
No. D-backs against the Phillies. I'll cheer for the Rangers in the World Series.
We appreciate that.
I think I used to love the Diamondbacks back when they were the purple and green with Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
That era. All right. Done with baseball, done with your member guest, college football.
Done with live.
Yeah, done with live too. All right, college football.
Yeah.
The main game we talked about previewing was Penn State, Ohio State. That was the biggest game.
Mm-hmm.
Just a low-scoring defensive battle. Ohio State honestly dominated the game. I think
it was 20-6 till real late, right? And then Penn State threw on a meaningless touchdown.
Yeah,
meaningless. They probably had to return an onside kick, but
up till then, I think Penn State was 0 of either 14. I don't know how many they converted in the last drive or whatever, but they were 0 for on third down the whole game.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's not. So our predictions, recapping, you had Ohio State 27, Penn State 21.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, you were 16 points off.
Jinx.
I mean, you just did chalk prediction, though. It was just Vegas. I did 38-17 Ohio State.
Really good.
You know what sucks is, we can get to it later, is my Dolphins-Eagles prediction. I should have used that score for this game. A low-scoring battle. Well, we both predict Ohio State to win, so good for us. I think that was pretty easy, considering they were home.
It was an easy call.
But I think Marvin Harrison had his most catches in a game career.
Yeah.
So they just started targeting him to get stuff down the stretch.
Feeding him. But they don't look like, I don't know. I mean, Penn State hadn't played anybody. Again, sometimes it's really hard to tell in college football because the volatility of like the caliber of opponents that you play is so different each week. Like maybe Notre Dame's defense is elite. Maybe Penn State's defense is elite, but like Ohio State has done, I know they're talented, but they've done nothing to like wow me in any game this year. Like they've beaten teams that they're supposed to beat, and then they win this game, but 20 points, like I don't know. It's just, and they kind of got away with, I mean, they threw was it an interception or a fumble that Penn State picked up and ran back for a touchdown before half. It gets called back. Kind of a weak penalty.
They didn't even really show what the penalty was.
Not illegal contact, because that's not a thing in college. But something like that.
It was something stupid.
Yeah, maybe a holding or something. And it was on 3rd and long, and they just get totally bailed out and they go score a touchdown. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about them. I think Michigan is looking like the most complete team so far.
All right, let's transition to them real quick. They dominated Michigan State 49-0. But then the cheating allegations came out. Was it right after the game or during the game?
I think
this
it was
weekend
right
sometime.
After. Yeah, I don't know.
What are your thoughts on that?
I was probably busy grinding over a putt for double bogey.
Is it the same thing as what the Patriots, like Spygate? Is that what they're getting accused of?
Yeah, that's what it seems like from my very limited amount of research that I've done. It seems like a rehash of Spygate. You know, they had people going to other teams' games and filming. My issue is, here's my issue. This was my whole issue with the baseball thing. This is my whole issue with anytime there's technology used, that's when it crosses the line.
I was going to ask, why is
from the press box during the game, the teams are signaling in plays. The other coaches have a right, if they can get a beat on it. To me, that is free information.
But if you record it outside of the game,
that crosses.
Now Spygate back in the day, weren't they like spying on practice facilities and filming?
Well, supposedly, I don't know, man. That whole thing. I read up on it a while back, but I can't totally remember. But it seemed like a similar thing. Like they were filming opposing coaches.
Why is there a rule that states you cannot go to a game and record?
Yeah.
There's a rule. Like you can't just go in the stands and record the game.
There's a rule somewhere there. Like,
gotcha.
I mean, I'm not. I guess I wouldn't I wouldn't say I'm 100% sure, but I'm like almost positive there's a rule there. And yeah, I think that's what the Pats are doing. I mean, there was something with the Super Bowl against the Rams, the first Patriots Super Bowl, where they potentially filmed their walkthrough the day before the game.
So is this something that'll affect Michigan this season, or is it like they're gonna go in the Natty and then
get it taken away,
retroactively be like, they cheated, they don't deserve it?
Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy.
I feel like they need to avoid that happening. That ruins the whole season.
I mean, I saw a very interesting stat. This is, let's see if it was a Barstool post, so I can find it real fast. It was either gambling or Barstool Sportsbook.
Oh, it was the Michigan against the spread
against the spread, 18-5-2 since this supposedly started. They were 25-25-1 before that.
Yep.
I mean, obviously that could just, Michigan got good. Like
numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. That's true. Just like ball don't lie. But
advanced metrics data. Ask JJ. We need his take.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see. I'm not going to rush to judgment. I still think you got to.
When's the next game between Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State? Michigan plays at Penn State the 11th, so in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Is that right? 2 weeks?
Yeah,
or
that's
3
right.
weeks?
We have,
2 weeks from Saturday.
Yeah. There's 3 more college football, or there's 2 more college football days, and then they play. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to let it play out. I mean, I would say part of me is like, you got 3 guys down there filming plays, filming signals. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be able to steal signs. Maybe they figure out which one's live. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I've always wondered that because we would we would discuss at Carolina in the pros. Like, I never watched it, but Dorsey and like some of the guys would watch the TV copy to make
that was
sure
my job. I had to do
or
that.
you would do it. Okay, you would do it.
I had to
Explain
do
that,
that every week
to the listeners.
So
what would you do?
we would go in and I would watch the TV copy of us on offense. This was among many things I did. I actually have some of my old reports that I recently like stumbled upon somewhere in these cabinets behind me, actually. But I would watch the TV copy and see what you could hear Cam saying on TV.
So
like,
audio, not as much hand signals.
And signaling. So because
Okay.
obviously we did so much no huddle, I would look at what you saw, like, hey, okay, what was it? Heaven? Like, hey, Heaven showed up 077, or was it 777?
It would be 77 or all sevens.
So anyway,
It kind of like
hey,
transitioned.
Cam signaled Heaven on that. We may need to come up with a different signal, or he signaled what was it? I don't know. Anyway, Halo or Angel. What was Angel? The opposite of demon?
I don't know. Wasn't Angel
Remember this stuff?
something? No, I don't remember anything.
26.
No, I remember Demon, but Angel I thought was a part of Heaven, like some sort of
I think
7
Angel
concept.
2x2 version of demon.
So
But
628.
no, still regardless. Those are numbered routes. I think we went through those a little bit earlier this week, or earlier this year. But anyway, so I would look for that sort of stuff. And then I would go through and watch some of our formation cut-ups and say, okay, every time Funch is lined up in a cut split, it's, we're throwing the ball if we're in whatever formation. Every time we're in bunch, every time we're in a 2x2 stack, it was a run for a while, like when we were in our 2x2 slot formations. And I think Luke talked about this a little bit, like he's looking at all formations. So then what you want to do is you want to say twice a game, you just want to throw a wide stack out there that's outside the numbers, or you just do something
Switch it up.
Do something to break that tendency. So that was one of my things that I did every Tuesday morning, was go through all of that stuff and look at some of our tendencies.
See, I would mess around with the defense if I was in on a lot of run plays, at least earlier in my career. I would always do like, I would go nasty, or like I would do random alignments, and then I would signal random stuff to Cam. He's not even looking at me, but I would just like give him a signal that is usually for a pass play, and then it'd be a run play to F with guys like you that are like reviewing it.
Well, you're just making my job harder. We were on the same team. I wasn't looking at other teams.
No, I'm saying the you on the other team that's breaking it down.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was kind of like I remember we never did this. I wish we would have, but I had a great idea. Like every single time we were in unbalance, we went tackle over in 2017. It was a run. And I wanted to get a play action pass in with like a crosser by Greg over the top of the safety, because I knew they were going to be in single high, and I just thought it would be a huge play if we could go unbalanced play action. Problem is that takes a lot of time to work on, and sometimes the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like we were good enough. Now maybe could have used it.
It's good to have those plays.
Like, just like one or two little tendency breakers,
like a third and short to call that.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, this is in high school. We used to do every extra point. We would do the swinging gate my senior year. And I was like, why? I after a couple weeks, I went up to our coach, Chad Morris, and I was like, why are we doing this? Like, this is so cheesy. Like, it's so gimmicky. And like, why the hell are we doing this? And he was like, honestly, he goes, we'll use it against some of the teams we're not worried about beating us. He goes, but we spend 5 minutes on it a week and can run these plays. The other team has to spend 10 minutes on it a day to get ready for those plays. And it wastes a half hour of their 6 hours they have practicing. And that's literally the only reason I do it.
And that's what we call chess.
Yeah, no doubt.
I like that. All right, we just went off
a long, convoluted story there, but yeah, that was kind of, I mean, you're always looking for tendencies and how to break them. That's a big bye week thing, but that was something I did every week, and I would write up a report for Shula and Dorse and just like, hey, here's what we're doing. Here's what we need to change just a little bit of.
Did they ever send you in the stands with an iPhone to record?
No comment.
All right, back to quick college football recap.
Yeah, any other games to talk about?
Tennessee blew it against Bama.
Yeah, had a nice lead, and Bama came back and scored 27 unanswered, I think.
Yeah, I think they were up, was it 27?
20-7, yeah. 34-20 final.
I think my buddy who's a Bama fan sent me Tennessee's defeated since beating them last year or the year before on the road in the SEC. Like they haven't won a single road game.
Really?
I think I'll have to probably get fact checked on that, but it's something not great for Tennessee.
Who's going to fact check you? One of our 10 listeners?
Probably you.
Texas, Oklahoma, Washington all struggled with bad teams. I mean, bad teams. Oklahoma barely beat UCF. Texas had to score late with their backup quarterback to beat Houston after Ewers went out. Oh, and North
Carolina lost
actually blew it and lost. Washington had a long pick six. Yeah, tell me about North Carolina, Mr. North Carolina.
I mean, you could tell me more, Mr. Mac Brown.
I told you I was busy grinding over a double bogey putt.
I mean, I think everyone knew. Yes, they were undefeated, but they hadn't really proven to be that good. What?
Sorry not to interrupt you, but we talked about this last week when we looked at those power rankings. They were undefeated, but they were like 16th.
Yeah, I think Duke was ahead of them.
Yeah,
with a loss.
Yeah, I mean, and those advanced metrics look at things differently, but
we could say that was probably a good projection by them.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a great quarterback, Drake May, who's going to be a top pick in the draft. They have Tez, the receiver that came back, but outside of that, I don't think they're that deep of a team. ACC's weak this year. I think Florida State's legit. They had a good game against Duke. Duke was leading until Leonard, the quarterback, got hurt again.
Duke was running it down their throat.
Yeah, Duke's good. Leonard's a good player.
Yeah, Duke can play.
Interested to hear your take on him.
Florida State, I like watching him. I like when Duke's good. I like watching teams like Duke play well. I used to love watching when Stanford was good with Luck. Just like play hard.
I wanted to go to Duke so badly. They were like one of the only FBS teams that was recruiting me from Latin.
Go be a Cameron crazy.
Ted Roof was the head coach. This was 07 into 08.
So Cutcliffe came right after that.
Roof got fired. He was actively recruiting me. I went to the camp, talking with him, about to get offered, and then he got fired. And then Cutcliffe was at Tennessee and coached through the bowl season. Yeah. He didn't leave early.
Yeah.
So the recruiting got all messed up. And then
I wanted to go play for Cutcliffe at Tennessee.
God.
And then he left. Went to Duke.
You could have been slinging it to me at Duke.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Beast.
Anything else to talk about? College? Move on. Yeah, well, college this coming weekend, you got OU Kansas, Georgia Florida, Oregon Utah should be a decent game. Although I would imagine Oregon's a touchdown favorite on the road.
Oregon's legit.
I like Oregon. I think they're a good team. Their OC, of course, I'm blanking on his name right now. Willie Stein is.
That's your boy, right?
Yeah, it used to be Lake Travis, his OC a few years ago, and then he went to UTSA and now is crushing it with Bo Nix.
How old is he? Is he like a young coach?
Yeah,
did he coach you at Lake Travis?
He did not. He came after I left, but he's not old. I mean, he's I'm gonna guess 31.
Okay. Yeah, he's young.
Nope, he's 33.
He's my age.
Oh, 1989. So
he's older than me. I'm a 90s baby.
He just turned 34. My bad. On that, took me 3 tries to get it right. Duke, Louisville. I don't know. I'll watch that one because like you said, I like watching Duke. Is Leonard done? Out? Bye.
I don't know. He was out 2 weeks. He was out for a while. Then he rushed back, I think, for the Florida State game, and then re-aggravated the same thing. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
because he didn't play in the NC State game 2 weeks ago, and they dominated NC State with their backup.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming the whole plan was for him to come back for that Florida State game. But
Georgia, Florida in Jacksonville. That one's always entertaining, but I don't imagine it'll be.
I think that's going to be a closer game.
Well, Georgia's. I mean, the only ranked team they've played this year was Kentucky, and they absolutely boat raced them. They are kind of doing the same thing they did last year, where it seems like they're just sleepwalking through those games that they should win. I mean, No,
Georgia,
they are missing the tight end. They're missing Bowers.
they're open as 3 touchdown favorites. It's moved to 2.
14.
I think it'll be closer than that. I think Florida covers.
Closer than the experts think.
Yes. All right, you want my bold prediction for this week? And it's a game you mentioned.
Let's hear it.
Kansas beats Oklahoma.
I could see that happening. Depends on if Daniels is back. Jalen Daniels is for. I don't know if he's out for good.
Jalen Daniels? Isn't that the LSU quarterback?
That's Jaden Daniels. This is Jalen Daniels. Yeah.
That's confusing. Any relation?
No, I don't think so.
Speaking of Jaden,
Jaden.
LSU?
Yeah.
I mean, he's Heisman. Lock.
Is he going to win the Heisman? They've lost like 3 games.
But his stats are like Burrow stats from that one year.
Penix, I guess.
What's more important?
Wins.
Stats or winning?
I mean, wins have been the past few years.
Like Johnny Manziel won. He didn't.
They were 11-2.
Just because they beat Bama, I guess.
They went to I think they went to a New Year's Six bowl that year.
Well, LSU's not bad. Don't they play Bama this week?
They're okay.
Or is that next week?
That's probably next week. Yeah, Bama. They're both off. LSU.
Then I think it's the next week. That'll be a big game.
Do we have like there's not really any kind of. That's kind of it for college football games this week.
Oh, I got one. Rule update.
Oh, and Ponies update 55-0 against the.
I watched that game. There was like 2 fans in the link.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go to SMU. We played a game against Tulane in the Superdome. There was like 200 people there, and it wasn't COVID year. It was really weird.
Nebraska winning record 4-3.
First time in over 1,500 days.
Rule legit?
Thank you.
Or is the Big Ten just really bad?
It's always something with you. Why don't you just give you guys?
They won 17-9 at home against Nebraska.
Nebraska covered.
Against Northwestern.
Northwestern covered.
No, they did not. Oh, Northwestern covered, yes.
Yeah, I thought it was 11.5, right, is what we said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what our predictions were, but I predicted Northwestern, so you win a point.
Win's a win.
They are hosting 2-5 Purdue this Saturday, 3:30, Fox Sports 1.
Hudson Card.
And let me get your prediction. I'm not telling you the total or the spread.
Nebraska's hosting Purdue?
Yep.
I'm going to say Nebraska wins it 20-14.
Okay. You're taking the under and Nebraska to cover. Open current line, Nebraska minus 2.5. 40.5 total.
I don't think Nebraska can score that many points.
So they're saying it's 21-18, 22-19.
You come up with some weird scores when you go chalk.
That's what it is.
I'm just saying.
That's not my prediction. I got Purdue.
Very Chris Berman-esque. I love it.
Purdue 23, Nebraska 6.
Haters gonna hate.
Yep.
Did Wofford
Rule's gonna go.
Schneid yet?
Oh, you want a Wofford update? Still defeated?
Let's go.
0-8. Don't hate. Or do hate. We need some changes in Spartanburg.
NFL time, right?
Yeah, I'm good with college.
Okay, let's talk college. Let's talk pro ball. Your
right.
Jaguars, big
My
win.
Jags at the Dome.
The Derek Carr-led Saints not doing so hot right now.
Which we both predicted, mainly you, because you were
and
in Las Vegas for a little
my
bit.
My guy needs to feed Chris Olave for my fantasy team.
Chris Olave is on Team Livy, too.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy. I mean,
he just has like a 10-point game every fantasy point.
Is it PPR for you?
Yeah, he'll have like 4 catches for 60 yards.
Yeah.
No tuggies.
It drives me crazy. There is absolutely no upside.
Yeah.
Not much to talk about there. Bears dominated the Hoyer-led Raiders. That was
talk to me about. Is it Badgent? I don't know how to say his name.
Division II Heisman winner, right?
Yeah. Badgent.
Bajan. He made a couple plays. He made more plays with his legs than he did with his arm.
How big is he? He looks big.
Does he? To you, I was about to say he looks tiny.
Really?
What's his name?
I want to say Tyler Badgett. I might be completely butchering that.
No, I think you're right. Tyson. ESPN has him listed at 6'3", 215, but he looks kind of...
He's my size.
He looked scrawny to me.
So
he's
okay, that makes sense.
Scrawny. Well, you look kind of scrawny these days.
Well, I'm not 215 anymore. I'm cut up now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You look scrawny these days.
I'm built for golf.
You might be even scrawnier than you're built for a game you don't play. You might be even scrawnier than Bajan.
I'm built for a game I don't play?
Golf. You don't even play golf.
That's true. Because I don't get invited to member guests. Yours, any in Charlotte, Wiley, adding you real quick.
But fair. My Browns defense.
Dude, what happened?
Another fantasy spin on it. The Colts honestly had some like huge busted plays. Like I saw Michael Pittman go up for
I saw that one.
Like an in route, catch it, and like three guys bounce off him at the same time and fall down, and he goes for 75 yards. The Browns turn it over on their own side. I mean, Minshew made some plays with his legs too. He had two, maybe a third rushing touchdown. He had two rushing touchdowns at least.
Is that Steichen? Steichen. Steichen. Is he a great coach? Like, he had a game plan dialed up to expose that defense, or is it just kind of?
He did a nice job. He was the Eagles guy last year, and he did a great job with Jalen. And he seems to be doing a nice job dialing some stuff up for the Colts because they've been a team who most people thought were not going to be very good, and they're what are they, 3-4, maybe 2-5.
The Colts, I think, are 3-4 now.
But they're 3-4. That's right.
They could have easily been 4-3. They should have won that game potentially.
Yeah, and they've been, I think they've kind of overperformed and been in every game. But my Browns defense still managed to collect.
Myles Garrett
is an absolute animal. I mean, the guy just.
I mean, you have to double him and chip him all game.
He's so good.
He's a monster.
He's so good.
Your Pats. What a win.
What a win. That was.
Talk to us. Is that just Bill? Is that just Bill knowing his divisional opponent?
Well, I will say this: every time I was in New England, we struggled with Josh Allen, except for like the 90-mile-an-hour wind and snow game, where it was like
the two attempted passes by Mac,
whatever it was. Yes, every single time Josh dominated us, but man, the Bills started out really cold. Pats kind of took it to them early and played from ahead, and then somehow still tried to lose it. Kendrick Bourne had a fumble. Bills take the lead, and then the Patriots go right back down the field and score. It was I was excited for them. I mean, that's had to have been just being in that locker room for a while. Like nowhere is fun. You can kind of speak to this in 2016 in Carolina. Like nowhere is fun when you're not winning, especially like a place that's used to winning. And for you guys coming off the Super Bowl year, but up there in New England, it just feels like there's like multiple factors that play into it. Number one, it's hard to be up. It's hard to play up there. It's like they ask a lot of you as players, and it's kind of just the Patriot way is the Patriot way for a reason. Number two, the weather. It's dark by the time you leave the building every day. It's just kind of dull, and it affects you a little bit. So when you're not winning up there, man, it makes things hard. So I was happy for all those guys.
Big win. Back on track, I guess.
Well, back on track. They got to go to Miami.
Win that. They played them close last time.
They did. You're right.
It is a bounce back for Miami, though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that game. Well, no, we'll get to it. The one thing we didn't talk, the Chicago game, they can just compete all they want because they'll have the first overall pick no matter what because they hold the Panthers' first round pick. Way to go, Panthers. Yes, that was the package to get Bryce. So Chicago's in a good spot.
But are you happy that you have Bryce?
If they were going to have the first overall pick in this draft, no. but that's hindsight.
You'd rather have Caleb Williams?
Honestly, I don't know. I watched him in the Utah game, and he does some wow stuff,
No.
but he also does some dumb stuff.
Stuff.
Clearly talented, though. Giants.
Real quickly on that one,
Which one?
the Giants Commanders one. I was just going to let you go, but I mean,
It's just Tyrod. It was the most boring game I've ever seen.
it was brutal to watch.
I didn't really watch much of it, but it was.
Yeah.
I was watching the Falcons-Bucks game, which was a great game. But
But also another somewhat boring game. I mean,
it was a good defensive game, but it was interesting down the stretch with how it ended.
Bucks had 2 chances late, and then
Desmond Ridder, they should have went up 2 possessions, and he was walking into the corner of the end zone, and Winfield came and stripped him. He had the ball in his inside arm, jogging into the corner. Winfield came out of nowhere and punched it out.
Yeah. Ball security by the goal line.
But Falcons were my sleeper team, at least for the NFC South at the beginning of the year, which I guess you could say for both Falcons and Bucks have overperformed. But
Well, yeah, but that was a big game in terms of positioning just because it sort of looks like all of those teams, you can maybe throw the Saints in there, are going to be around 500.
yeah, Falcons are now 4-3. Bucks are 3-3.
Baker, friend of the program, would like to see them go get it if it can't be your Panthers.
All right, here's
Panthers.
Panthers were on bye, but
They won.
don't know what the odds are now, but it was around 66-1 to win the NFC South. I feel like that's worth a little sprinkle.
Sprinkle any money on that.
They're only 3.5 out at 0-6.
That is a large mountain to climb for them.
All right, their schedule is not that bad.
Yeah, but their winning percentage is not that good.
They have 5 games in the NFC
well,
South, and then they have the Texans.
No. You've been Mr. Panthers hater. All of a sudden, now you're going to say, well, they might win the division. This is like moving the goalpost central. This is the stop the spread.
I just think I think they're terrible and will potentially go defeated. But
2 weeks to stop the spread.
But those odds are kind of ridiculous, if you ask me.
I don't know.
Who's barking?
Okay.
Is that Val? Do you hear barking?
Yeah.
Is that you or my side?
Not me. Ravens.
Oh my gosh.
Did I mention the Ravens in my top?
You put them at 7, even though we were only doing 5. You just got a 7th in there. I didn't get a 7th. So I'll put the Ravens at 7 on mine too.
No, you can't. You got it on a 6th team that you used the Chiefs on, which was one of the dumber.
You predicted Baltimore 24, Detroit 20. So you had them. I had Detroit winning 27-12. So I was
that
so
result,
far off.
What did you say?
Detroit 27, Baltimore 12. It was dead in the first 5 minutes.
I will be honest with you. The prediction there, obviously I'm Mr. Chalk Boy, but the prediction there had a lot to do with, our guy Gary, big Lions fan, shout out. I was not surprised by that outcome at all. Easy to say now in hindsight. But
you should have went with I'm
also going to say that
blowout prediction.
I'm also going to say no. I know. I'm also going to say that later when we talk about Eagles, Dolphins. But I like being Mr. Hindsight. So
yeah, Baltimore. Was it 28-0 in the first quarter or just 21-0? It was.
I think 21. I think 28. And the Ravens were actually going in to score again and fumbled his own read.
Yep.
Otherwise,
but it was they scored on their first 3 and the Lions went 3 and out on their first 3. It was an absolute domination.
Yeah. Fantasy? Should I go fantasy again? Lamar, Mark Andrews, Gus Edwards combined for like 90 points for me.
Yeah, my prediction was the Mike Hunt team was going to struggle, and I was way off.
You need to stop.
My Miami, we'll get to it. My Miami Philly prediction was pretty good.
Sure. Yeah, really good.
What are you talking about? I said
Rams, Matty, staff. They went all out for that Super Bowl, and they just do not have.
They're so blah.
They don't have the guys around him.
They have 3. They have 3 wins, which surprised me.
Yeah, because Matt Stafford.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's kind of random. I feel like they're like blah, but aren't they like? Do they have 5 wins or
Remember
4?
no, they're 4-2 because they've already had their bye. Remember last year? I mean, they have that atrocious win versus the Ravens where they literally couldn't even get a first down for the first 3 quarters and then win the game.
But they beat your 7th ranked team.
They're probably more like my 5th ranked team. I think that has
more to do.
I think that has more to do with the Ravens than the Steelers. Anyway, point being, with Tomlin coaching them, they're always going to be around and in games because he does a good job, and they are a defensive-minded team, and they will. They're always going to be good up front. What is Val doing right now?
Is that my end? This whole mic thing, it's not Val. Val's passed out right here. I guess it's my neighbor's dog. Sorry to the listeners.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Be who you are. Seahawks, Cardinals. Just kind of a nothing game. 20-10. Seahawks take care of business. They're in actually pretty good position in the NFC West now with the Niners 2 losses in a row. I don't think that they're going to beat the Niners for that division, but
what is wrong with San Francisco? We can skip ahead, but what the heck?
Let's see real fast before we get to that. Well, we'll go back and talk about Chiefs, Chargers, and Eagles, Dolphins because the Broncos Packers game is not even worth mentioning. What's wrong with the Niners is that, number one, couple injuries. Number two, teams are making the young quarterback
do stuff.
I think. I mean, it's.
Can we get Sammy Darnold in there?
Your boy.
I think he's infinitely better than Brock Purdy. I don't even think that's a hot take.
A little too early to pull the plug, but no, it's probably not a hot take. Maybe too early to pull the plug on the guy who is 9-2 as a regular season starter. But I would agree that is not that hot of a take.
It would be wild to do because Purdy's statistically been successful to date, but
that happened in San Francisco probably 10 years ago when Harbaugh sat Alex Smith down for Kaepernick, never gave him his job back.
It's true.
Harbaugh is kind of the king of that.
So Sam Darnold's Colin Kaepernick in this situation.
Let's not.
That's an interesting take.
No.
I'll have to ask him his thoughts on that.
That's like so much bullshit. Like, quit twisting my words, dude.
All right. They just allowed a couple explosives.
Broncos, Packers. Yeah. I didn't watch the game, so you can tell me what happened. I was busy watching the Rangers dominate
the Niners
bums from Houston. Yeah. I
mean, they went down 7-0 early and then tied it up 7-7. McCaffrey touchdown?
It was 10-0 when I checked the first time I checked.
Oh, yeah. 10-7 and then right on the 2-minute drive before the half. And then they allowed another explosive touchdown to Addison as they honestly were just trying to get in a field goal range. Just a missed tackle on a bang 8 kind of, and then Addison broke it loose. So it was 7. That was kind of the difference in the game was that late touchdown.
Yeah.
Niners rookie kicker missed a field goal early too, like a 40-yarder.
So that's what happened. I thought the Vikings kicked 4 field goals after they went up 10-7. They just missed an extra point.
Yeah,
late in the first half.
But the defense, the Niners defense doesn't they're giving up big plays. I feel like that's something they Wilkes' defense is not supposed to do. They're
not getting as much pressure as you would think they would get with that front that they have. But it's both.
Bosa's been non-existent statistically. I'm sure he's getting doubled.
Their secondary is what's actually keeping them. I was reading a Barnwell article. Their secondary is actually what's been keeping them in games. And it looked like Warner got hurt last night, but I think he came back in. And so, hopefully he'll be okay because him and Greenlaw are a good pair of linebackers. I think they'll be fine defensively. I think what Barnwell was saying was that some of their non-ability to get home is potentially bad luck. They're was Bosa holding out earlier this year in camp? Potentially just rounding into form. I mean, he should be in midseason form already, but things like that. His take was, and I kind of respect the way he looks at numbers and stuff like that. I feel like he puts a pretty good spin on things. He was basically saying, I think that they're going to improve up front down the stretch.
Yeah, they'll be fine. McCaffrey looks 16 straight games with a touchdown, NFL record.
That's unbelievable.
Great trade, Carolina.
Truly unbelievable. What did the Panthers get out of that?
They got a defensive end that's a healthy scratch every week, and that's it. So, good work.
All right, Chiefs, Chargers.
Yes.
I mean, okay, I was watching First Take yesterday. I'd like your take on this. Most unguardable pass catcher in the NFL.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but I've seen Tyreek Hill be taken out of games. Have you ever seen Kelsey be taken out of a game? This was Orlovsky's point. Just curious.
Well, you could put a corner press on him, and he probably wouldn't catch a ball. It's just like his position.
Why hasn't someone done that?
Because then they run. I don't know. That's what I would do. I would put like my nickel on him. Press.
I mean, in theory, on paper, the Chiefs don't have great receivers. Why would you not double team him every play? Now,
because they have a good run game, I guess. I don't know.
It is not easy to double team a tight end because he lines up so many places. Like Tyreek typically plays X. He's easier to double. You know where he's going to be.
He's motioning a lot. You can't really press him.
Tyreek moves a lot more. Or I'm sorry, Tyreek is lined up in the same position more. Now he moves a fair amount still, but he's easier to cloud overall.
Yeah.
But I would agree. I think that it's probably Tyreek Hill because of what he can do with the football. But I'm just saying, how come no one can slow down Kelsey?
You know who I'd want to ask about that? Luke. What? Basically, what I said. Why does a team not play press man against the Chiefs and just put like a nickel on Kelsey? Is it because then they'll just run the ball?
Probably yes. I mean, it has to do with bodies, the amount of people you. But same thing applies for Tyreek Hill. You put press with the safety over the top.
I mean, the Eagles did that. They did a Bradbury bracket, and he just split it instant. Like the safety didn't even have a chance.
Yeah, on the touchdown.
And Tua just threw it to the corner.
Sure.
It's like, what are you supposed to do?
The Pats slowed him down earlier this year. I mean, it is.
I'd be interested to watch that tape because it was just Christian Gonzalez just followed him.
Let's get Jage to get us an all 22 subscription.
Facts. All right, let's go to that game. Miami 17, Philly 31.
I was also watching the Rangers win that night, so I did not watch much of that game either.
You predicted Miami to win 31-27.
Fake news.
I predicted Philly to win 20-6.
I had the correct winning score.
With the wrong team.
Winning points score.
Is that more impressive or picking the winner?
I don't know.
Now, I said we can pull the receipt that Philly would control Miami's offense, which they did. They only scored 10 points on offense. They had a defensive touchdown.
I would also like to pull the receipt of me picking the Eagles in my group, my family pick them. So just, if we're going to pull receipts.
So you just pick one in each so you can be right in both scenarios?
Mr.
Now
Hindsight.
that's playing chess.
Mr. Hindsight.
What did Philly do right?
I told you I was watching the Rangers.
For that game? I thought that was for both teams. Game 6.
I was sitting on the porch, cold beer, watching the Rangers dominate.
They did the Philly tush push a lot.
5 times. It drives me crazy.
Would you ban it?
Yeah, get rid of it.
What, the leveraging part?
I don't even care. I just think it's stupid. I think it's a dumbass play.
I think it is too. QB sneak fully legal, but put leveraging multiple people behind them. You can't do that on you can't do that on defense on like an extra point.
Right. Yeah, I will say this. Sirianni is right. If everyone could do it, everyone would do it, and everyone's not as good as them. They are by far and away the best. They have the cheat code on it. But I just hate watching it. It looks like
it's rugby.
It looks like the 1920s. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. And it can't be good for player safety.
As if you care about that. As if you care about that.
Well, I don't care. The NFL, though. There's no way that's good, like a scrum like that with 2 tons of weight, if not way more. Way more than 2 tons, right?
Let's do a quick preview. There's not many good games this week.
All right.
Moving on.
Lead them off.
Yeah. Bucks, Bills. Baker Mayfield, friend of the program, going up to Buffalo Thursday night. Tough to go on the road on Thursday night, short week, but
Bills bounce back.
we're rooting for him.
Yeah. We have a lot of friends in Buffalo, too, though. Dorse, Shula,
No,
McDerm. No?
no, no,
We'll cheer for a tie. Tie?
no, no.
All right. You cheer for the Bucks. I'll cheer for the Bills.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to predict a
Yeah, what's your prediction?
20-17 battle between with the Bucks coming out on top. Late field.
Bucks road. That's not chalky at all. That's
Road
a bold prediction.
Yeah.
I got Bills often. Dorsey figuring it out. 40-17. Bills.
Give Baker's offense some more points there.
I gave him 17. I was going to give him 10. I gave him 17.
24. Give him 24.
Baker plays fine. It's just Bills roll on offense.
What a weak ass.
Speaking of
All right.
Baker, shout out to Baker. His scramble in the fourth quarter for like 40 was sick. He was rolling.
That was sick. He was moving. That's the fastest I've ever seen him run.
It
By
was a good
far.
run. What are the other
Except
big
for,
games?
except for when he tried to run away from that police officer. Rams, Cowboys.
Carolina's back.
Rams, Cowboys, real fast. Stafford back to Dallas. I got a Rams win in Dallas. I'm just kidding. They can't block the Cowboys at all. But I think Stafford's going to play well this weekend.
You got them winning?
I don't think they can block the Cowboys pass rush. Like, I think
Okay.
Stafford might get sacked 13 times. But I think Stafford-
Carolina picks up their first win of the year at home, hosting Houston. 3-point dogs at home. Stroud versus Bryce.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Actually,
First
that will be a
first
fun
game. First game, Reich is not playing or calling the plays. Brown, ex McVay Ram coach.
Yeah, I think that'll be
Be
interesting
interested to
watch.
see coming off the bye.
Only other two games with teams between teams with winning records. We talked a little bit about Pats at Dolphins, but obviously that is not two winning teams with winning records. Jags going to Pittsburgh.
My Jags, they're going to get a win.
I think so. I think the Jaguars win this one. I think they stay
They're-
hot. But
they-
again, the Steelers will find a way to make it a close game.
Okay.
I mean, the line is it's a field goal. It's a field goal game. It's a field goal
Yeah.
spread.
Pittsburgh opened as a point favorite at home, and now it's 2.5 Jags.
Yeah, I think they'll find a way to keep it close. And then the other game between two teams with winning records, Browns go to Seattle, which I think will also be a very tight ball game. I actually think, well, got to see who plays quarterback for the Browns. Not that it really matters, but Deshaun has been, wow. I don't know what's going on. I mean,
He got knocked out of the game early.
yeah, but then he cleared protocol and they didn't put him back in. Like his shoulder might still be hurting or something. He threw.
Oh, they cleared him?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
he threw two horrible interceptions.
Something's wrong. Ever since I watched that play where he threw it backwards,
Ever since years
Bench
ago,
him.
something's wrong. Well, we'll see.
all right, you want the bold prediction of the week
Yeah, give me a bold
for pro? I gave you the bold one in college.
Didn't you say Panthers are going to get their first win?
I don't think that's that bold. They're at home.
Okay,
Does that count as bold? They're 3-point dogs.
No.
I feel like bold's got to be a touchdown or more.
not that bold. Go on.
Bold. Denver beats Kansas City.
I
Mile
literally
High.
knew that's where you were going with that. As I'm scrolling through the games here, I knew you were going to say Denver.
I love if anyone wants gambling advice in the NFL, take home divisional underdogs. Shout out Sam Teeden, my buddy in town.
This is not. What's the like? Do we have to put a disclaimer on that?
This is not financial advice.
Yeah.
That one.
If you have a problem, call 1-800 something.
So if you did that strategy last week, you would have pushed on Tampa. No, sorry, they were favored. You would have won on the Giants +3 at home against the Commanders, and you would have won on the Patriots +7.5 at home against both. One straight up too money line. It's a great betting strategy.
Was that the only two?
I think those are the only two divisional ones.
I'm looking for a bold pick, and I don't see one. I'm just going to roll with my. I want Stafford to beat the Cowboys.
You're not a bold guy. You're chalky.
Mr.
Chalky Glanchy.
I want the Rams to beat the Cowboys in Dallas.
All right.
Stafford.
Before we leave, we want re-ranked power rankings. Last
right.
week you had, so you know, you had Chiefs at 1, Niners 2, Bills 3, Eagles 4, Lions 5, Dolphins 6, Ravens 7 for the 2 honorable mentions. So your 2, 3, and 5 all lost.
Who was my third? The Bills.
Bills.
Who was my fifth?
Lions. My 1, 2, and 4 and 5. My 1, 2, 4, and 5 lost.
Wow, that's pathetic. That
I
is
had
not
Bills, Niners, Jags, Lions, Dolphins, Chiefs.
all right.
6.
I'm gonna say we've got. Does no one have a bye?
Out of those teams,
No one has a bye. It's a full slate this week. That's so weird. I don't know why they're doing this.
week 8.
They went like 4 teams have a bye, then 2 teams have a bye, then 6 teams have a bye. I feel like this is uncommon.
That is
Maybe
weird.
maybe because of the new bonus game. All right, I'm gonna go. Number 1, Chiefs.
Okay.
Number 2, Eagles. Number 3, Niners. No, yeah, number 3, Niners. Number 4, Ravens. Number 5 is still going to be the Buffalo Bills at the end of the day.
So your Chiefs, Eagles, Niners, Ravens,
Bills.
Bills. Okay. What am I gonna do?
It's clear
Pull
we prepared a lot for this. We put a lot of
Mine's moving. My best team in the league right
here's
now, Jags, number 1, best team.
Oh, you're such a. I mean, can you at least?
I have to put them. Do I not have to put them 1? They were my 3, and they're the only team not to lose on my top 5.
Can we take you seriously?
They're 5 and 2,
All right.
and they're about to be 6 and 2. All right, my 2. Golly, I'm gonna let the Chiefs jump up there, even though I think they're gonna lose this week. No, I'm not gonna put the Chiefs 2. I'll keep the Bills up there, even though they're 4 and 3. All right, Jags 1, Bills 2, Niners 3, Chiefs 4, and I like what I saw out of the Ravens. Ravens 5.
No Eagles?
No Eagles. I don't like the Eagles.
Me neither. But what can you do? What an idiot.
Jags
Is that
1,
it?
baby. I'm gonna just stick with them the rest of the year,
I love
even
that.
if they finish 5 and 12.
I will say I respect your loyalty, your stick to itness.
I think they're a good team, and I think Doug Peterson's a good coach. Trevor Lawrence is getting better. Maybe.
I like Trevor.
Yeah. They got a good offense.
All right.
Like, offensive scheme.
Has
Travis
this been
Etienne's my guy.
Has this been the Never-Beens?
Yeah, this is it. We'll check in and see if 4 of my 5 lose again.
CTF Floyd? C-Flow? CTF Floyd?
Did you just say that I have CTE? Because my
No.
power
Is that
rankings
his
are
name?
so bad?
What's your nickname for Connor?
Chill the F out,
Floyd.
But
CTF
CT Floyd.
CT Floyd.
But you capitalize CTFO. Oh,
Chill the fuck out.
see you next time.
The end.